Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. I feel like I'm gonna need to make this episode before I do anything content creating related, because I feel like there's a lot of people that follow me and they don't overall support what I do. Now, I'm not forcing people, and people aren't obligated to support what I do, but I'm just saying, like, if I'm posting saying like, hey, yo, I'm kind of down bad with content creating right now, like simply just joining my streams would be helpful, or commenting on my videos, or liking my videos, or subscribing or following me on one of the like different platforms I'm promoting at the time. Like, that's it. That's just the bare minimum. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for any form of money, whether it's like because I know there's like you could do like a donation things on YouTube. But then I know like with Twitch there's like bits, gifted subs, donations, what else? Like, regardless of whatever platform I'm on, I don't ask for money. I don't need the money. I'll make the money whether I gotta go out and get me another job. Like, I'm chilled with the money part, like I'm chilled with that. Plus, because I'm like, yeah, I'm making money through YouTube brand deals, and like I feel like that's like the leading point, and like my earnings and stuff. So that's why I'm like, hey, it's just the bare minimum of helping my channel grow to the next level. But I just feel like that's even asking for too much. And it's stuff like that where I'm like, how is that asking for too much when I literally do that same stuff? Like, shout out to the people that do support me. Shout out to the people that do comment on my videos and they're joining my streams. Like, you're not joining my streams because you want to play a video game with me, or you're not commenting on my videos because you want me to react to a certain video. Like, no, you're actually showing support. Like, fam, I don't care what time of the day it is. I'm like, I show support regardless. Whenever I can, I will. I'm saying, like, I showed, like, bro, there's, the one channel that I used to support a lot. They're not really active. Well, it's all, like, left up to the brother. But even with him, I still show support. But when it was the channel Four Souls, when they were, doing videos, fam, I was bad days, okay, good days, busy days, days where I just was laid out. Like, if they upload a video, fam, I got up, set my stuff up to go react to their video, or reacted to their video later on that night, or either early in the morning. I chose a point in time to do stuff, And I'm like, my thing is that it amazes me how, like, the amount of stuff, and I don't know, maybe it's because people are busy. Like, I know, like, a lot of the people that follow me, like, they could be working, they could be in school, but I'm like, fam, I was working, I was in school at one point in time, like high school, but I still showed support. I still joined people's streams. I still commented on their videos, liked their videos. I did whatever I could to show support to a person. I'm not gonna just, my thing is this, I don't like, because, being in it right now, like, that's the one thing that I don't like to see from others, is seeing them, like, when they don't, have no support. I try to show support because I know how it feels to have no support. So I try to show support to anybody and everybody out there. People that I like, obviously, that I'm watching. I mean, there's people out there that I don't really know of. But I'm saying, like, if I do find out about you, and we do build a bond, we build a friendship, I'm like, I will do the best that I can to show support. I'm like, there might be times where I'm like, hey, I might be doing something like streaming or recording videos, so I can't show support at that point in time. That's literally the whole day. Like, I'm like, but there are times where I'm like, okay, let me just go ahead, take a break, show support to whatever they got going on, and then, go about my business. Like, I'm not asking people to be like underneath my wing for like 24/7. I'm just saying, like, a few minutes out the day, few seconds, just one conversation. That's it. I don't care if that's like the one and only conversation I get out of you. Like, fam, just one conversation. Because people don't understand, like, the whole process of like growing as a content creator. Like if you do, then I'm like, fam, then it's my thing is like there's no reason to take what I say seriously. It's like at the end of the day, it's like, and I'm maybe people will agree with me, maybe people won't agree with me, but I'm like, I'm just tired of legit like posting, okay, I'm live on Twitch, like a bunch of people would look at that post, nobody joins. I did that yesterday. I said I was doing this like role playing stream where I was gonna be a car mechanic for people. Nobody joined. Stream for an hour. And I'm like, my thing is like, that's like tops. I'm not gonna stream for like multiple hours and then nobody joins. Like people don't understand. It's like when you don't like when a person becomes a streamer, and I feel like that's like the one way of like, because I'm like, my thing is this: people like are so quick to like ask me to help them out and stuff. Like so quick to ask me, oh, can you spare this, or can I borrow some shoes, or can I, do that, like, whatever. And I'm like, all I ask for in return, I'm like, hey, yo, just support what I got going on with content creating. And I can't even get that, the bare minimum of my life. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for shoes, clothes, cars, housing, whatever it is. Like, bruh, I'm asking for the bare minimum. The something that only will take a few minutes. If I can't get that, that's why I'm like, that's why I just feel like I'm just so closed off from people. Because, when you see that go down, and then, then you don't, like, get anything in return. And I shouldn't expect anything in return. But at the same time, I'm like, a person shouldn't come to me and always ask me for stuff or always ask me to do something for them, and I can't even get the bare minimum. Like, I just feel like that's like, and it like, that's just like an unwritten exchange between people. It's like, somebody does something, for you, like, do something back. Just the common courtesy. I mean, if it's too big, then I'm like, honestly, it's like, you can't do that. It's just like if a person's like, oh, I don't know, I need a Bugatti. I'm like, well, okay, well, obviously I can't give out no Bugatti. I mean, I could give you $1 towards the Bugatti, but I'm like, I can't, I can't do anything about that. I'm sorry. But I'm like, it trips me out, man. It really trips me out, like, when I see stuff like that. I'm like, that's why I'm like, hey, yo, to those that are supporting, it's like, you have nothing to worry about. But I'm like, to those that just aren't, I'm like, hey, yo, why even follow me in the first place? That's why I'm like, just the question I just want to leave with them. It's like, why follow me in the first place? Because I'm like, I literally post all the time. Like, it trips me out how I can say, like, hey, follow me on this platform. Nobody follows. And I'm like, or only a few people follow, and them few people are the ones that's actually, watching your videos, supporting what you got going on, liking your stuff. Like, that's why I like the one streamer that I had to say that I'm, like, a big fan of, because she's a fan of me. Like, that's somebody that I've actually seen, support my content and what I do. Like, she joins my streams, she watches my videos, she listens to my podcast, she likes my stuff on TikTok, and that's Emma Storm. Shout her out before. I'm pretty sure you guys know who she is, but that's like honestly one of the realest people that I know. Now, I'm not saying that she's the only supporter that I have, but that's just the person I see currently right now. Like, that's the name that I see frequently. And I'm saying, I'm like, this, and she, at one point in time, the crazy thing about, I don't know if she's still in school. I don't really know what her current situation is, but she's busy. She is a busy person. The fact that she can take a few minutes out the day and just show a little bit of support. I don't care. My thing is this. She can be lurking in my streams. She can be commenting in my streams. She can be liking my stuff on TikTok. She can be doing whatever. I'm like, the fact that she can, the bare minimum, the fact that she can do that. And I'm like, fam, I'm like, that's all I ask for. I don't ask for a whole lot. I'm not asking for people to, watch my streams from beginning to end. Watch all the thousands and thousands upon thousands of videos I have on YouTube, or however many videos I have on TikTok. I'm not asking for any of that stuff. But the fact that I'm like, when I do post that stuff, and then there's like the names I see frequently that's supporting it. And then versus the names that think like, oh, okay, I'm just only following TMossBoss, so I can just get an easier way of talking with him and whatever. And I'm like, fam, no, I'm not the one. I'm not the one to be doing that type of stuff too. I'm kind of like, nah, the thing is that I've just reached a mindset in my life to where I'm just going to start calling people out on stuff. I'm like, why is it that I see you more often in my DMs trying to get me to listen? Like, I had somebody the other day message me. I don't know if it was their friend's music, their music, or whoever it was, but I'm like, Why are you sending me this? I'm thinking in my head, like, I didn't even respond. I just left them unseen because I'm like, what is this? And I muted their messages because I'm like, no, don't send me stuff like that. I don't, like, my thing is, like, I understand you trying to help that person blow up. I'm trying to blow up myself. I don't know who that person is. So why even send me that? Like, it's stuff like that where I'm like, look, don't watch me make millions and millions upon millions of posts telling people to support my content. You leave me on scene literally every single day, but then you expect me to support your friend or whoever that person was. That's not gonna happen with me. No, I'm not doing that. Like, honestly, this is the type of stuff that makes a person just into a savage, into a person that just don't care. Cause I'm like, you go through this stuff all the time, and you go through it for just so long, and it really just closes you off from the outside world. Like, I like helping out people. I like being there for people. But I'm like, I just gotten to a point in time where I'm like, I don't want to do that no more. Because I'm like, fam, like, I'm saying, like, I'll make a post, like, you know, pretty much a cry for help. Nobody. People, like, you know, oh, it's like message. I'm like, man, no. Don't, my thing is, like, don't ask me for nothing. Don't message me about nothing. None of that. Like, honestly, if it's some serious stuff, then okay, you know, just ignore what I just said. I'm like, and if it's some serious stuff, okay, cool. But if not that, I'm like, fam, don't message me. I'm like, don't ask me for no video requests. Don't, you know, ask me to support nothing, because I'm not. People, they do that stuff, and then they never show no support back to you. And I'm like, why should I support you if you ain't even supporting me? Why should it only be like a one-way street? How come it can't be like a two-way street? Support's coming from you, and then support's coming from me, and we just doing, like, you know, just supporting each other. Like, the more we grow our fan base, then it's like, okay, I'm telling them fans about you, and so on. The only person I've seen do that in, like, honestly, the recent times, because I'm trying to think, you know, there's a lot of content creators that I know out there. And there's some out there that have, you know, they shouted me out, promoting. I'm like, because they're, you know, overall big content creators. Shouted me out, gained me, you know, some followers and stuff. And I have nothing but respect for those people. You know, the ones that's like did stuff to benefit my channel, put me in a much more better situation. But I'm like, other than that, it's like people that are around the same like area of me and content creating. I honestly feel like I'm just, not even with content creating, but just in life in general, I feel like I'm being used. I feel like that a lot. And I'm like, and it's stuff like that where I'm like, that's when you, and I don't know, maybe it's me being paranoid. Maybe it's me, you know, overall, like, you know, just overthinking the situation too much. But that's honestly how I feel. I feel like I'm just being used. And I'm like, that feeling is just, it's not good. It's not a good feeling at all. And so that's why I try to tell people time after time. And that's like another thing where I'm like, I honestly feel like I'm talking to myself half the time when I talk on stuff like this. Like, there might be a few people that'll listen, but other than that, I'm like, who else is out there listening? Who else is out there like really hearing what I gotta say? Like hearing this stuff like coming from the chest. Like, I talk on these things and it's barely like, oh, can you react to this video? Can you do this? Like, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, but can you do, like, man, it's stuff like that where I'm all like, that's what just makes me just closed off from everybody. Like, I don't want to talk to nobody. I just want to do my thing and my thing only. So I'm like, to those out there that, you know, you hear this and you feel a certain way, like, I mean, like more so feeling a certain way, like you're mad over what I'm saying. And I'm like acting like you wouldn't be saying the same stuff. Like, I feel like people are just scared to say these things. I'm like, I'm not. Because I'm like, this is stuff that's on my mind. That's the one thing that I realize in life. It's like when you speak on things, it's like you do kind of feel better when you speak on it. You know, you do kind of like, you know, you feel like not so much as like confident, but you just feel like a relief. Like you feel better about it. And I'm like, man, you know, it's like I've talked on this before. It's like even last night, just having it where nobody like was joining my stream. And I'm like, everybody was like, you know, they were liking the post. They were viewing the story. Pretty sure they were seeing the tweets and the YouTube posts. Nobody joins. And I remember the one time where I did talk about this. And I ain't going to say who this, you know, person is and stuff. But I remember I talked on this before. And this guy reached out to me. He was all like, you know, maybe if you were an entertaining content creator, you wouldn't have this problem. And I'm thinking in my head, like, who are you? because I didn't know about you until I was watching the other content creators that you be in their chat. So I'm saying, like, don't talk about me not being an entertaining content creator, and literally your fan base is other people's fan base. I built my fan base from the ground up. That's why I feel like that the most part, it's like, you know, people, I'm like doing so many different things. It's probably a reason, like one of the main reasons why I'm like, you know, people are just, you know, they just so overwhelmed with what I do and stuff. But I'm like, do not ever say no stuff like that to me if you haven't taken a moment to look yourself in the mirror. Like when that guy said that, I was like, you know what? Because I'm like, this might start something, and I really do, you know, I'm not in the mood to be arguing, because I'm like, I'm not, you know, big with arguing with people. I've said that numerous times before. I hate arguing with people. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and delete this tweet, hold my tongue, not say nothing. But I'm like, if there is ever a day where he catches me on a bad day, I'm letting him have it. I am. Because I'm like, fam, nobody does even know who you are until you're in other people's streams. Like, seriously, bro. Like, do not, please do not talk about me. You haven't taken the time to look at yourself in the mirror. I'm like, it's stuff like that. I'm like, man, please don't say stuff about me and you out here living life like that. Like, nah, bro. I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing that at all. Because I'm like, and it's funny because, like, when all these other streamers and stuff, because it's like we kind of have, like, the, like, mutual friends and things. And when all of these other streamers, like, there are some that taking breaks, they've quit. Where is he at? Nowhere to be found. Not even streaming himself because these other guys aren't streaming. So I'm like, really, bruh, like, don't talk about me. I'm like, please don't. I'm like, because I'm like, you ain't living a life on the right side either. So I'm saying, I'm like, it's stuff like that where I'm like, you know, when a person's going through it, don't ever attack them on some stuff. Like, if that's what's on their mind, that's what's on their mind. Like, if somebody's going through it and I see that stuff, I'm not going to attack them over it. I'm not going to, you know, if anything, I'm going to send them some advice. I'm going to send, you know, some words of encouragement, you know, to let them know, like, hey, you know, times is overall going to get better. And that's just the advice that I need to just, you know, overall take in from myself. But that's how overall would talk to people. You know, it's like letting them know, like, hey, yo, times will get better. You know, like, your streams will start doing good. I'm like, don't give up. And I'm like, I made this post saying I wasn't going to stream, but I'm like, I'm honestly getting ready to stream here in the moment after I'm done with this podcast episode. But yeah, I'm like, I can't be that person where I'm like, I see them people going through, even when there's like the streamers I've seen quit, you know, and I'm like, there's some that was just, you know, kind of like, you know, just like I couldn't even like catch them in time to, like, you know, prevent them from quitting. But yeah, that was like, there were some people out there that did quit, and I sent them some words of encouragement. You know, there's people that did think about quitting streaming, and I sent them words of encouragement to, you know, let them know, like, hey, yo, it's like, you got some real fans out there. You got some people out there that you overall make happy. I wish I can say the same about myself, but nobody joins my streams. I might have like a few people join my stream at a time. It's like, you know, there's like there's the one guy, he joins my stream all the time. We always talk on some weird stuff and things, but at the end of the day, it's cool. Then it's like, I got maybe people from like other streamers, and then I got people that want to argue and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not here for all of that. Like, I don't know why people think that they always like, oh, like TMossBoss wants to argue on TikTok. TMossBoss wants to argue on Twitter or Instagram or YouTube or Twitch. No, I seek conversations. I seek memories. I just overall want to have fun when I stream. I'm not trying to be in my streams mad. That's what, like, honestly, that is the number one killer. Like, if I'm streaming, right, the only reason why I want to get mad is if I'm playing a video game. Like, if I'm raging at a video game. I don't want people joining my stream trying to start up some argument with me and things like, oh, you see things from one side and I see things from one side. You want to... No! Like, you go on your own platform and do that. I'm saying, like, it's stuff like that. It's like, where people want to talk about other people and things. I'm like, fam, what that got to do with me? That ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, there's at times people will join my stream and they start talking about other people, and I'm like, I don't know what that has to do with me, but however the conversation is going, I'm like, I just try to give them like one answer and move on. And I'm like, the conversation, I'm like, hey, yo, why are we talking about this person? I'm like, I ain't got no relations with this person. I ain't got even no reason to even be talking about this person. I'm trying to focus on this video game. So I'm like, we could talk about this video game or talk about something else. Cool. But if we're gonna be sitting here like, freaking what's the word that I'm trying to find where you're like talking about people, well, overall talking about people behind their back. I'm like, that's not me. I'm not that type of person. I say things, face to face to people instead of like talking behind their back and things. I'm like, whoever that person is, they ain't got nothing to do with me. All right. So, but anyways, but yeah, I'm like, I just had to overall like, lay all this stuff out. Cause I'm like just lately, I've just been annoyed with streaming. I'm like, it's like when you start up streams and it's like nobody joins. I'm like, fam, what is the problem? Like, I play so many different video games. I'm like, it's sad that that's the type of streamer that I'm probably going to have to end up becoming, is a Warzone streamer or somebody that's streaming, like, games that's big. Because I'm saying, like, when I stream the games that I want to play, the games that I'm like, nobody join. Even people that are, like, so-called claim to be cool with me and friends with me and all that other stuff, I'm like, you never see where they, join the stream. And I'm like, bro, I'm like, that's why I'm like, to those that do join my stream, regardless of whatever game I've played, like, it's funny because I'm like, those people that I talk on that be joining my stream, they be supporting and all that stuff. I've seen them in multiple different games. From me playing a car mechanic game, from me playing Fortnite, from me playing this racing game called Grid, like all these different games. And then it's, and they come there, they support. We conversate, we talk. We have fun. We share memories. And I'm like, there's people out there, it's like, they see that and they're like, nah, I don't know if it's a jealousy thing. I'm like, that's like another thing that ran through my mind. I'm like, what if it's a jealousy thing? Like, people are like, oh, TMossBoss is having fun being a content creator and stuff. I'm not going to support. I'm like, people like that, grow up. Because I'm like, content creating, whatever you want to view it as, I view it as a job. I view it as my job. I'm not having fun when I'm out here trying to come up with video ideas. I'm sitting here trying to come up with a podcast idea and I can't even do that. I'm sitting here trying to come up with build up the motivation to do reaction videos and I can't even do that. Sitting here trying to play video games. I'm over here using streams as my content for my gaming channel. Being a content creator with 38 YouTube channels. And you're struggling, you're just the bare minimum of being a content creator is literally creating content. I'm like, with what I have and with what I'm capable of, and I'm struggling with that. Because I'm depressed, or I'm angry, or I'm frustrated, or I'm stressed out. Having a lazy day, and I can't do certain things. I'm like, people think that, being a content creator is one of the easiest jobs of all time. It's not. It never has been and never will be. You might see where content creators be out there having fun, living this lavish life. I'm sitting in my room the whole day. Maybe go outside, work on some videos out there. But guess what? I got to come right back to my room, sit down, alone, trying to come up with content. That's honestly one of the realest things I can tell you guys. Because that's literally every single day. There's not been one day where it's changed. There's not been one day where things have been different. Even though I ask for that stuff, I pray for that stuff, I everything possible. I wake up, same room, go to sleep, same room. Barely do anything for that day. Then there might be a day where I'm like, you know what? Forget it. And then there's times where I'm like, man, I really just want to like go out. Do something like different. Do something like, just out the ordinary. And then that's like another thing that's been running through my mind is like, like saying that. So I want to like, go out and do stuff out the ordinary. And the messed up part about it is that I still got to come right back to where I'm at. Like, that's where I'm like, it's just like that, like, just overall, like, not growing and not like you tend to like look around and just, realize the same thing over and over and over again. So I can change up the room. I can do whatever. And it's like, fam, still the same room. So that's why I'm like, I don't want anybody to ever look at my job as an easy job, because it never has been and never will be. So I'm like, if you think it's an easy job, that's your opinion. Keep it to yourself. I don't care for hearing it. But at the end of the day, you ask any content creator out there that's putting in work, that's actually, working day and night, being a content creator, losing hours of sleep, literally feeling their body decaying because they're putting all they can into being and trying to be the best content creator they can possibly be. It's like, life ain't easy for that. life ain't easy for them people. So that's why I'm like, I never would look at a content creator and be like, oh, you ain't doing enough. It's like, you're doing the most. Whether you're a content creator with one channel or a content creator like me, you got multiple channels. And whether you're working or whether you posting videos daily, posting videos once a week or once a month, you're putting in work. You're doing something. So I'm saying, like, I can never look at a content creator and be like, you're not doing nothing. Because I'm like, I know for a fact they're probably going through it just like me. Whether you're a big content creator or a small content creator. It's like, if you ain't a happy content creator, it's like, it ain't going to be happy. Ain't going to be no happiness in the content. So, anyways. But yeah, I will talk to y'all later. Just felt like I needed to talk on that stuff. Probably will talk more on this topic in the future or maybe in the next episode. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to overall let everybody know how I'm feeling right now. And right now I ain't feeling so good with content creating and stuff. So, but anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Like, subscribe if you're new to the podcast, and peace.